what I think I saw that really shined a light on just my outlook. I saw a post where they quoted, Nelson Mandela and what Nelson Mandela, endured and went through. My wife showed it to me. That's where I saw it. And, it said for over 20 years, Nelson Mandela was, he was in a cell alone by himself. No one to talk to. That was the ultimate level of your quote unquote quarantine, without it being called a quarantine. As people, what are we complaining about and what can we not do? This shall pass and we can get through it together. So it was, it was pretty dope to just see and hear, a different perspective on it, and take that perspective and use that to highlight the way of thinking for your family. Guys, this is why we're going to do this. And this is why we shouldn't complain. This is why we don't have a reason to complain. So there's tons of those out there if you want to find them to show you that, if your household got a little loud, got a little difficult, it ain't the end of the world. It's definitely not the end of the world.
What's the stuff that's going on? I want to ask you about humor in a minute. Humor in this space. When things are difficult, often, it's where a lot of humor kind of comes out of our difficulties, our challenges in life. How, for you, is that happening kind of in the moment? Do you find yourself, is that part of your coping mechanism? Is it part of the way that you relate to the people around you? Are you finding it as a source of creative inspiration?
Look, you can't sit me down for too long and not expect me to come out of it better somehow. Sitting me down for this long, you're giving me time to write. You're giving me time to think. You're giving me time to create on another level. So when it comes to my funny, I got 20 plus years in this business now. So my funny is broken down on so many different levels now. So it's not just about me being funny. It's about finding funny that I can provide globally. What are the IPs that I can create right now? What are the things that I can create for this digital space, this streaming service? It's ignited a real spark in me to say I should come out of this when it's over with 5 pieces of material that can be strong and evergreen in the world today. So what are those things? So literally every day is a writing day. I wake up, I check in, go to the office. By office, I'm talking about in my house, and I sit and I just jot and brainstorm. Something to come of it. All of it's not going to be gold. Most of it. But it's about finding that one thing that may be good. Hopefully I land on something.
Yeah, because I remember when, and it's amazing. You are so disciplined. You work so hard. I know you do. And I remember when we last spoke, it wasn't that long since you had the car accident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think you said for the first time in your life, maybe, you'd kind of been forced into a situation where you had to take time out. And like that in itself was its own revelation. That was kind of a really valuable time.
And what's crazy is that, when we talked then, I was like, yo, look, for the first time in my life, I actually, I'm sitting down. And I don't sit down. This is the first time that I was actually sitting down. I sat home, you're talking between 4 to 6 months. I was home, not doing nothing, recovering, getting better, rehabbing. And I was just home. And when I was home, I got to be more present, more conscious of my household, much more familiar with why this is an important time for me. And it was, Kevin, take advantage of this. Don't look by this. Don't just speed by this moment. This is important. This is something that was supposed to happen. And now because of it, look at the connection between me, my wife, and my kids is at the all-time high. And now, when I just step back out to work. I just stepped back out. We were filming. I just got done doing a series for Quibi. I was about to start Man from Toronto, which is a movie I'm doing with Sony. And then this came. And when this came, now I'm back and I'm sitting down again. So, where it could be looking at like, damn, man, it's not. I'm like, you know what? I'm not fighting this. It's obviously supposed to happen. So I'm not fighting the universe. I'm not fighting that man upstairs. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take whatever this is, and I'm going to try to open up my eyes enough so I can see whatever lesson that's trying to be taught to us all. Yeah. We're all being, this is something that's happening, and we're never going to truly know why. But if we search for a positive why, it'll be, if we all come out of it better, then we're going to look back at it like, hey man, thank God that happened. Our world was on a crazy downward spiral to something that we don't want to be or didn't want to see. Yeah. But when we all were forced to be in a house and love one another and come into an amazing space where through the internet, which is turned somewhat bad, which has been used as the weapon of destruction, we've now elevated into something of good. You're seeing people share positivity for like the first time in forever.
It's been a while, right?
It's been a while since we've seen people share positivity. You know, you're seeing people in different countries on their balconies singing songs together. You're seeing people in Brooklyn singing songs together. You're seeing people become a unit. Yeah. You're seeing us go back to the thing that we were all trying to march towards. And I think that's a beautiful thing that should be realized and recognized. So, you know, I don't want to overlook these amazing moments and these amazing times that we're being presented with. Within everything bad, there's some good. Open your eyes up and find that good. You just got to open your eyes up.
There's been some incredibly inspiring stories. I was looking at I don't know if it was last week, Kevin. You're from Philly originally, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
And I was looking at the feed, giving meals for the elderly. I know it's something that you've been helping out a lot with. And, I feel like those kinds of stories, the way the different communities have come together in a way, I don't know. I feel like growing up, that was a thing then. That wasn't something unusual, and now it's a surprise when we see those things. It's a pleasant surprise, but it's a surprise, which says a lot about what's happened over the last 20, 30, 40 years. Right?
Well, I mean, look, you just said it. You said it yourself. Like, those things are a surprise, but they shouldn't be. You know, you don't hear about those stories. And, you know, when you do see people, you know, making people aware of what they're doing, it's not for clout. You know, some people are trying to make other people aware because they're trying to start that positivity chain. They're trying to make those links connect again, because for some reason, the positive stories don't travel at the same magnitude of the negative stories. You know, right now, if we hear that such and such got shot in the head, oh my God, it spreads like wildfire. But from the various different groups of individuals to corporations that are trying to do things like, you know, feed the elderly, that are trying to do things for our, you know, doctors that are working for the numerous amount of hours that they're working. We're trying to send supplies, food, whatever we can. You don't hear about those things. And I feel like you should, because then the world will see that it's full of just as much good as there is bad. Yeah. For some reason, it's hard for us to hear the good. And it's not that the bad, it's not that the bad is at a different volume. Yeah. That's what we choose to talk about. The good is much louder. We just don't choose to talk about it as much. Yeah. So in this case, I'm hoping and praying that, you know, the gestures on behalf of so many can be seen and understood and realized as good deeds, as people pulling together. That's what I love. That's what I'm about. That's what I stand for. Like I said, I'm gonna find some positivity, man. It could be the darkest day. I'm gonna find something to hold on to go, hey, you know what? But we got this. But we still got this. We still can do this. That's what I'm gonna do. So hopefully people see that in me and realize that, and are able to, you know, to use that as some feel good. You know, hopefully that it resonates with some or many. You know, I'm just trying to do my part, man. That's what I'm trying to do. As
are we all, right? It's look, I think we're gonna do a little exercise in a minute, if that's cool.
All right.
Okay. Before we do, Karen, I want to ask you, so, like, the current situation aside, how do you find time for your mind? So you're busy, you're doing a lot of different things, incredibly creative. What do you do to do you have moments in the day where you just step away from it all?
I do now, because I just recently learned the importance of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and by recently I'm saying like within the last year and a half, 2 years, I really had to learn the importance of self, right?
Yeah.
I was doing so much and available for so many that I found myself constantly in a tug of war. I was constantly in a tug of war of what should I do? Where should I be? Who am I trying to please? Who do I need to give attention to? And I realized that I was putting myself last. I was putting myself last, and I wasn't conscious of me, of my feel good or my mindset, or, you know, just my personal availability to me, for me. I didn't have that, and I wasn't focused on that. So once I did realize that, I did take it more serious. So my mornings are for me. You know, my mornings where either if I'm taking a run or if I'm in the gym, it's for me. It's for me to exercise certain things with me, for me. It's for me to, you know, breathe. It's for me to, you know, talk out loud, speak things into existence. It's for me to truly put the time into bettering myself. And it starts with my mind. And I had to learn to take care of that, because I didn't. And that's me just being absolutely honest. I didn't take care of it. And, you know, meditation even played a significant role. And what I found out was funny is that I didn't frown upon it, but because I didn't know what it is, I assumed that it was something else.
Yeah.
Like when it was brought up to me, and it was like, yo, do you meditate? Meditate? What? Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with me. The hell you talking about meditate? I don't need to meditate. I'm fine. Look at me. Look at my hands. Why I need to meditate? Can I? Would I be able to do this if I needed to meditate? Would I be able to do this with my hands? And you know, after having some conversations that were just grounded and real, where people was like, yo, do you know why meditation is dope? Do you know what makes it special? What makes it important? Like, if you don't, Kev, give it a try. And it was when some friends that were really close to me told me to try it. And I did. I just found myself a little more at ease.
Yeah.
I guess you can say. Like right now, as you see, like I'm not on edge. I'm not on edge. I'm not like chasing a bunch of, like, I'm a hustler. I'm a go-getter, but it's not like I got to get it. What's going on? It's not that. I'm just so much more calmer and understanding of myself, and that, Kev, if you put the work into things, your work will pay off. Yeah. Certain things you can't control, so because you can't control them, they don't need the extra amount of energy of what you can't control. But I had to get myself into this place. Yeah. It was a good turn that I made, though. A turn that I'm very thankful for.
Yeah. And I love that. And I think for me, that's always the place to come back to with meditation. Doesn't change the situation around us, but it changes our relationship with it, changes our experience of it, our perspective of it. And the thing we've been trying to do with this, Kevin, is just giving people a place they can come to each day, twice a day, where they can just pause. And in silence, we're all united. We're all in this kind of together. We're not all experiencing it in the same way. Some people have it so much harder than others. But in silence, we can be united. There's a sense of togetherness, a sense of community, even if we are spread all over the world. So that's that's the deal.
That's you doing your part.
Would you be up for just taking 10 short breaths with us?
Oh, come on, brother. I'm having a good time.
So this is you can lie down, Kevin. You can sit there. You can turn your camera off. Whatever's most comfortable for you. You can leave it on. If you're at home, you can sit down. You can lie down. Just make sure you're going to be comfortable. Just for the next minute.
Okay.
And we're going to start in the usual way. So we're going to start off with the eyes open.
Eyes open first.
We're going to start with the eyes open and a really soft focus. Just, it's like you can just see the whole space in front of you, but without moving the eyes. And we're going to take one big deep breath, breathing in through the nose. And as you breathe out through the mouth, just gently closing the eyes. And just pausing. Just enjoying that moment of having stopped, having nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just checking in with the body, notice how the body feels, any sense of comfort or discomfort in the body. And then just slowly starting to become aware of the breath, so that rising and falling sensation. So the mind's going to wander for sure. We see it wander, it's okay. We just acknowledge it, we let it go, and come back to the breath again. So know that when you're doing this, it's not about stopping thoughts. Just let the thoughts come and go. Not breathing in any special way. Just a couple more breaths. And then just gently bringing the attention back again to the body. Back again to that feeling of contact and weight. And then you can just gently open your eyes again.
I think I nailed it. Did I nail it?
Good man.
I think I nailed it.
I have some gold stars around here somewhere.
I think I nailed it.
I'll pop around.
I hope all of the people, man, that are in this live, just, you know, if you took nothing from this, hopefully you just took the fact that you just witnessed just a great conversation that's authentic. It's real. And, you know, I think in today's time, these are the things that people need. They just need to see real moments, real people, real things. And hopefully you all take something from it, you know?
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.